Tell me you're not dating a single mom that's 20
not.
years older than you with 3 kids in tow.
Thank God, no.
Yes.
I'm 24 right now, and for the time being, I'm kind of going MGTOW for a bit just to kind of get my shit in order. But
Okay.
so this isn't really about me. This is about my friend. He was doing some works. He was just working at home over the summer, and this Serbian chick kind of came around and started being a waitress at the same place he was working. And he started just like banging her, and I was like, okay, good job, Robert. And this guy's been my longtime friend since childhood, so he's pretty special to me. And I thought it was just like a casual thing. This was about a year ago, and nothing really came out of it. He didn't mention her much. And then I went and saw him over this last Christmas, and he told me how he went to Serbia during the pandemic. So he went to Serbia during the pandemic to see this chick, and he spent 2 weeks over there with her.
Did you call him a simp?
I like this guy has a fragile ego. So like if you try to like insult him in any way like that, he gets mad, and I'm really afraid that I'm just gonna like lose a friend right out of this, which I don't really want to lose him. So essentially, but I was like, okay, he's going over to Serbia, maybe he's just having a good time with her, right? But all the pictures he showed me, like I watched this podcast with Rolo about body language. And you know how like a lot of the time the girl's looking at the camera and the dude's kissing the chick,
right?
Like it all just rubbed me the wrong way. And like for every one picture of them together, there was like 15 of her at every spot with all the classic Insta model poses, you know. And he was just totally swooning over this chick. And after that, I'm like, okay, well, this is kind of cringy, but you know, he's in a long distance relationship with her now.
Oh, it's a long distance relationship now.
Yeah. I thought it was just like a casual thing, but now he's like full blown. He talks to her every day, FaceTime for like 2 hours.
How old is he?
He's my age. He's 24.
So he's 24. It's probably the only girl he's ever been with, or
he's been with girls all throughout high school, and he's not a bad looking dude actually, but he'll flaunt every chick he's with in front of us all the time. We're like, cool, Robert, like good for you, man. But like he always has like the next biggest thing, and he's like totally into her, and then she dumps him. That's like how it goes, like every time. And the biggest kicker with all
he becomes your friend again after he gets dumped.
Yeah, exactly. And then he has time for me.
Yeah.
But
okay, so what's the question here?
He told me he's saving up for an engagement ring.
Oh fuck.
Yeah. So I don't know how to go about doing this. Like, dude, she has other options. You're not her only option. She probably has 5 dudes that are saving up for an engagement ring for her. And
where does she live? Serbia?
Serbia, yeah.
And where does he live?
Monterey, California.
Holy shit, that's a flight.
Yeah.
What is that, like 20 hours?
Yeah. So he went and flew over there and spent 2 weeks with her and blew up. Like, he told me he spent like 10 grand over 2 weeks with her. And I'm like, dude, she's in her early 20s. I don't know. She's smoking hot. She's really hot. But like,
yeah, like they know how to put themselves together over there. I mean, the Eastern Euro chicks are usually smoke shows, but I mean, you know, you like tell them to look at her mom, because you know these like Russian bears. You know, it's a reason why they call them Russian bears. But anyway, so I mean, like, where do you start with this? You got a friend that's about to make the dumbest decision in his entire life.
Exactly.
Take him down to the family courthouse and say, hey man, let's go on a field trip. Let's just go see what happens to fathers in divorce law. You know, just, I don't know, make a joke out of it. Like, you know, bring a drink, smoke a joint, whatever, something like just try to lighten the tone, but show him what happens when these Muppets march into a slaughterhouse and get married to women that are totally out of their league. Because if this chick's a smoke show, she's a 10 out of 10 is what you're saying?
Like a 9, yeah. She's okay there.
And where's Robert at on the scale?
I'd probably say he's maybe a point or 2 below me.
Okay, so he's
not great.
So it's okay to call him a simp, I guess. But
he's simping hard for this.
Yeah, I mean, you're either going to lose a friend over this, and he's going to go and do it anyway. At which point he's going to come back and be, hey, Jonathan, it didn't work out. You were right 7 years later, and I'm kind of fucked. I've got a kid now, and she won't let me see him and all that kind of stuff. But at least you said what you needed to say, right? Like you got the words out.
Yeah, my plan was pretty much wait until like he's actually like, hey Jonathan, my wedding's on this date, you should go. And then I'm like, okay, let's have a fireside chat kind of thing.
No, don't let it get to that point. Don't even let it get to the point where he buys the ring.
Okay.
All right. There's a video on YouTube somewhere about engagement rings and what a scam they are, and just basically like dig that up and say, you want to spend X amount of dollars on dinosaur shit? Like that's what you want to do?
I had my parents show me their engagement ring, and I was just like,
And give it to a chick that's like a 20-hour flight away, that's probably smashing other dudes and possibly talking to a bunch of other guys simultaneously. Like a long distance relationship is not a relationship. I actually have a video on my channel about long distance relationships. So yeah, so dig that up and send that to him, and then just see if he's kind of receptive to that. Like he's like, huh, that's interesting. Or if he's like, well, fuck that guy, you know, if he doesn't want to hear anything, then you're basically going to talk to a wall. But if he has some openness to it, like, huh, well, that's kind of interesting, I didn't really consider that, then maybe you might have a little bit of an audience. But I mean, there's a few things that you can do, but usually what ends up happening in situations like this, where guys want to save their friends from making stupid choices, they end up losing a friend. The friend makes a stupid choice anyway, and then they see it for what it is, and then, you know, a few years down the road, they'll come back and be like, yeah, you were right, I was dumb.
a little damaged. Yeah.
I was dumb, I was broke, and now I totally screwed up my life, and you're right, sorry. Anyway, there's not much that you can do with them, you know, beyond that. You know, it's like I said earlier, you know, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. So try to give them the best that you can, but, you know, lead by example yourself is really the best thing that you can do.
I try. Yeah.
And it's okay. Hey, listen, you know, for a guy like you, from your perspective, it's good that you understand these concepts and you're in monk mode and you're working on yourself. But at the end of the day, you're going to lose friends along the way. Like the people that you hang out with, like I'm in my late 40s. I don't hang out with I have one friend that I can remember from my 20s or from high school. And I see him like once every two, like he messaged me because he got this new fucking truck. It's like a $300,000 custom made truck with like this big ass motor. I can't remember what it's called, but it's basically like an old Land Rover Defender that's remade and modernized. He called me because he's like, hey dude, you got to come see this truck. I'm like, all right, let's fucking get together. Like that's what I talk to him. Right. Yeah. But aside from that, these people that you hang out with right now, the amount of resources and brain power that you're using thinking about this to even call on this tonight, and the consideration that you're putting into it all, it's like this will not even be something on the roadmap in 15, 20 years time for you.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Okay, man. Thanks for hopping on. See you.
Thank you.
Ciao.